down to at least 15 pounds. That whole process, I'm adding muscle too. So you'd probably say that I've lost more fat than what the scale has said. It's holding me to a regimen too. It's not like, okay, I've just learned to lift. I've created this environment that I'm now just healthier as a human. When it comes to nutrition, the gym, you haven't just showed me like, oh, I need to go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether you're here or not now. Like you've built those habits in me. You built habits like grocery shopping, like all these things add up to what the whole program was for me.
State your name, what you do, and where you live.
Gio Napolitano. I'm a project manager and I live in Hoboken.
Awesome. So in 1 or 2 brief statements, name what your situation was like before joining Generation Fit.
I was your classic guy that just had a membership and didn't do shit with it. And I was an active college student, I was never shredded, but lean. And during the whole COVID thing and getting into the workforce, gained probably 20, 25 pounds, became less active, anxiety, depression creeping in. And I probably lived that way for like 3-4 years. And I was just like, had the gym membership still, paying that. I just couldn't get motivated, essentially. There was, I have people in my life that motivate me, but not in that way. And then that's basically when I stumbled upon this.
Yeah. And in that situation, how did that make you feel, the way you were 25 pounds heavier?
It's like 50-50. Like you almost start to just like accept it. But then when you're like looking in the mirror, or like you see friends or people out, like, being in Hoboken, you see people running all the time. You're like, that used to be me, or that can be me. And then you feel like crap about yourself. So eventually that starts to eat at you way more than being just complacent. And that's what happened to me. It just, it gets to a certain point where you're like, okay, I've had enough.
And did that have any negative impact around, people around you or even on yourself?
Yes, like secondary, like with the anxiety and like just like, it was eating at me. And it was like the fact that I'm in the gym running, being active, like that has changed my emotions and stuff in such a better direction. And I think it helped way more mentally. I mean, sure, physically, like my fitness is like, drastically improved, but like mentally it also helped a ton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we're going to start from the beginning. So first, how did you find me and my company?
I got like a targeted Instagram ad and you looked oddly familiar because of Crunch. I definitely seen you like once or twice in Crunch, and I was like, oh, cool. He's doing this own thing. And I think I probably just DM'd you. I think you had like, you posted one of those reels where it was just like, oh, DM me, whatever. And we had like our introduction call. And I'm sorry, what was the second half of that? There was like a 2-parter question you asked me.
Oh yeah, it was just find out about my company. So
yeah, that was basically it. Yeah, social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is kind of crazy to think about. It's like from the same area from where I used to work.
Yeah,
which is kind of nuts.
I think you were still in like the Jersey area when we first started.
Yes, right before I moved to Minnesota. Yeah. Oh yeah, which is, like I said, craziest small world ever. And what were your thoughts going through the entire process leading up to us even having our first conversation over the phone?
At first, like before I even like kind of signed up and like knew what you kind of were doing, I was like, it was interesting to see like this remote thing. And like, I was always so accustomed to being like coached, whether that was like lacrosse, football, basketball, like in person, or even like, I've done personal training before, like in the gym. And I honestly was hesitant because I was just like, it's not a common thing. Usually like you get a workout app on your phone and like people hold to it for a few days or weeks, that's it. But actually having somebody holding you accountable was like, having that concept really, really helped me or sold me on the idea. If it was just like you selling me like a PDF, like workout plan, like, no, there is no shot. But like the fact that you're there every week alongside me, even though it's remote, worked out perfectly in my mind.
Were there any other big doubts and fears about this?
My commitment, but I quickly, like, I was worried about investing time and money and being like 2 months into it, like, just like starting to flake away. But it was a gentle push, if any, from you that like kept me in it or like encouraging me to stay in this program.
So then what made you say yes anyways?
I think it was just like, if I don't do it now, it's like, okay, am I going to do it when I'm another 10 pounds heavier or another 5 pounds heavier or have even more anxiety? And it was just, honestly, the timing, I was just like a snap decision. I was like getting close to the new year. So it was like, maybe it was like a new year resolution, but it was like, I wanted to go, like, I had my eye on a goal and I've always had multiple goals, but this was like my number one. And I just crossed every other goal out, and I was like, I'm going to focus on this one, and then I could tackle the rest.
And well, now after
Yeah,
6, 7 months, so tell me or tell the viewers where you're at now with the fat loss, the muscle building, strength,
yeah.
anything
I
you'd like.
I think. I mean, you have all the numbers probably, but I think I'm close down to at least 15 pounds, right? 14,
Mm-hmm.
15 pounds,
Yep.
and definitely that whole process, I'm adding muscle too. So you'd probably say that I've lost more fat than what the scale has said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the entire process of it's holding me to a regimen too. It's not like, okay, I've just learned to lift. I've created this environment that I'm now just healthier as a human when it comes to nutrition, the gym. It's you haven't just showed me like, oh, I need to go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether you're here or not now. Like you've built those habits in me. You built habits like grocery shopping, like all these things add up to what the whole program was for me.
And now, how do you feel now that you're 15 pounds down? Still going to go down a little bit more,
Yeah.
but overall in a better position. How do you feel?
It's like that proof of concept, right? Like I proved to myself like it's possible. And like I think a lot of people in my position 6 months ago are probably thinking like, can I even do this? And the answer is absolutely. Everybody's at their own pace. And like, even seeing like other people that are in your program, like losing maybe more weight. I'm like, than me, or like, but there's people that are losing less, like, because you post a lot of the results, so it's like interesting to see. But it's like if you just understand that you're you, and like you're gonna progress at your own pace, and you're there, and the numbers prove that you're doing something right at the end of each week. That's all that matters. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll be the first one to say like, okay, you really didn't go anywhere this week, or like you maybe regressed in a sense. Like you're there to shuffle it up and guide me back on the right direction. Although that really didn't happen either. I never went backwards. I felt like in the six
No.
months, oddly enough.
No, no, not at all. Actually, you were pretty. It was pretty linear. It was like after the fundamentals phase, right? The first
Yeah,
stage, like it was pretty much linear across the board. Whether it's like faster, a little bit slower, but the whole point was it was still linear all the way across the board,
and
which
and
is
I
actually one of the.
and I think like the biggest part of it, and it's like weird because I didn't do anything for the 2 weeks that I went away.
Mhm.
But when I came back, I was like before going, I was concerned that I was gonna ruin my vacation because I was so ingrained in this like dieting phase and like weightlifting. And I went away, enjoyed myself, and then I'm on like the plane ride home, like, holy shit, don't even know. I don't even want to look at the scale. And I got on and I think I was like a pound heavier.
Mhm.
And like that could be water. And I was like, wow, whatever I just did from November to May, mm, whatever just happened, it was like, I didn't even think about it, but it worked. It was just like I wasn't like, eating a shit ton of food. It was all moderation, enjoying myself just as much. Like I didn't feel like I had to do anything different. It was just normal.
Right? It's an incredibly powerful tool. Now
Yeah.
you can do that
Yeah,
anytime.
exactly.
Right. And then now, what positive impact did you have on you or on others around you?
I think like my eating habits that you've kind of changed, and like I started doing some cardio per your suggestions. Like my girlfriend, who was been a runner more than me, kind of plateaued and like wasn't running as much, and we got each other back into running, and the meals that I cook, like I share with her, and like so it's definitely bleeding in the household, you know, like she's reaping the benefits for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with me and my girlfriend. And
Mhm.
then, was there anything that you were able to do now that you weren't before?
Uh, in like what sense though?
Physically, mentally, it could be just anything.
Yeah, I could definitely say I could stay in the sauna for 20 minutes where I never thought I could do that. No, seriously, like there's definitely been some like limit pushing stuff. Like I've sat home and like had a shit ton, like gotten out of work, got home and worked for like another 3 hours. And like I look at the clock and it's like 9:30, and like the last thing I want to do is go to the gym. But I like check the app and I'm like, I do have a workout today, and like I've held myself at those times to like I got up, like didn't go in the shower, didn't put my pajamas on, put my sneakers on, put my gym clothes on, and I literally walked my ass to the gym at 9:30, which was like that builds something for sure. Like, and those moments of like building that commitment like makes it really easy for you to be at 9 o'clock the next time, like just go to the gym, just get it done, knock it out this week. And like putting myself in that position because I want to hold myself accountable. And I know if I don't do that workout, you're going to be like, why'd you miss that workout?
Absolutely. Right. It's like definitely the biggest thing. And to be
Yeah.
fair, for all the viewers that are watching this now, Geo actually had one of the highest percentage task completion rates of this past 6 to 7 months at 94%. So the average is about 83. Hence why the success rates overall is about 94%. Right. So, which is pretty insane to think about. So, last question. What would you tell somebody who is watching this right now and is unsure about taking the next step?
I would just say give it a chance. Like if you don't do it now, it's it's going to be 10 pounds later. Like it's going to happen at some point. But if you don't do it now, it's more work when it's 10 pounds or 15 pounds. Like you could start today. It's 6 months. Give it a shot. All you need to go is to the gym. I think what am I doing? 3 days a week,
Hmm.
sometimes four. It's not an everyday commitment. It is a lifestyle change, but it's gradual. I think what was like the most interesting thing is like it's not like a jolt to the system. You're like, just take pictures of what you're eating. And I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. And I thought like, I honestly thought I was like, where's this going? This is like a waste of time. And like, people are like, why are you taking pictures of your food? But then you're like, yeah, no shit. You're not losing weight. Like you're eating, I think I was eating like avocado toast every day with like an egg on top, and then eating
Hmm.
like a massive Italian sandwich for lunch. And by the time I'm home, I'm eating, I've already had 2,000 calories.
Oh yeah, I'll
And,
populate all that up.
but like I've made such minor adjustments. Well, over 6 months, major adjustments, but week by week, minor adjustments that don't really shock the system, which you've meticulously planned, where I don't eat until noon anymore. And I like that. It's just those little shifts from eating like a granola bar in the morning from when I was eating a full breakfast, and it just changed. So the weekly check ins were great. And I think it introduced everything in a good, subtle way that didn't disrupt the stressful workflow that I have in my life.
Hmm. All right. Well, Gio, thank you, my man.
Yeah.
And just for the viewers out there, yeah, Gio is down 15 pounds as of this moment, trying to aim for another 5. Trying to get really, really lean. And then yeah, like I said before, he has was it like a 90, it was like a 94 or some crazy high percentage task rate. So,
Yeah.
which is the highest in the program, actually.
And I got my
So,
steps in too.
and the step count's at like 20,000. But yes, thank you, Gio.